Okay, exercise. Let's talk about a bit about exercise here. Exercise is good because the body was designed to move. Okay? How many people know about the lymphatic system? How many people know what it is? Why is the lymphatic system so important? See, it's the sewage system of the body. The lymph are all over in your body, and that's where the toxins are gathered. It's like where you put the garbage underneath the sink, you know, until hopefully once a week it gets taken out. Now, what if it doesn't get taken out? What happens in 2 weeks? What happens in 3 weeks? Gets pretty scary, huh? And yes, and yet some of our lymphatic systems can be pretty scary. See, the lymphatic system is not fueled by a pump like the heart to keep everything moving like the blood does. The lymphatic system relies on you to move it, right? And so this is where exercise comes in. Years ago when our friend Oprah Winfrey did this, she was on that exercise kick, and she had experts look at what are the top 10 best exercises for the body. And you know, she ranked them 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. What do you think she ranked as number 1? Walking. We all know that. We intuitively know that the body is designed to walk. And isn't it amazing that when we walk, our arms are to move and our legs move? And isn't it interesting that when we're moving our arms and our legs, all our lymph is sitting in all those convenient places, which creates an action which gets them dumping. Isn't that amazing? That just by walking, we know that intuitively, yet we don't do it. We'd rather take the escalator or the elevator or whatever, right? These guys are good, they walk. I've been watching them. You pass, okay? Walking, simply walking, and you're helping your system to detox and not build up, and get that visual in your mind. You know, you've had some chicken for dinner and the leftovers have gone in the garbage, and a month later it's still there. Just get that visual and let that be your inspiration to keep everything moving. Okay? Now, it's really important, though, that you don't put your body into fight or flight when you're doing exercise. Okay? See, your body has no idea that when you're running, why you're running. It just thinks there's danger. For millions of years, the minute you start running, it means that there's a tiger chasing you. Okay? So be careful that you don't get into an exercise at a rate where your cortisol levels get elevated. That's your fight and flight. Because over time, if that cortisol doesn't have anywhere to go, it turns acidic in your blood. And it creates breakdown in your system. Because sometimes you could be working against yourself. So you need to also look at what kind of exercise you're doing and how the body is reading that. Now let's add another dimension to that. The timing of your exercise. All the research has shown, of course, the most effective aerobic exercises in the AM. For us night people, that's not a good thing. But in the morning, because it sets your metabolism for the day. Okay? At nighttime, no running, no vigorous exercise. You're going into a sleep cycle, people. You don't need to be ramping up the body. It's going against your body's rhythms to do any of that intense exercise in the evenings. In the evenings, you need to do rest cycle or exercises that start to bring you down. You can do yoga, you can do Pilates, you can do Tai Chi, you can walk. Okay? So people have sleeping issues, and sometimes I know people say, well, I run, and then I get so exhausted I sleep well. No, you just worn yourself out and you passed out. You're not, it's not the same kind of restful sleep. So if you want to naturally go into a good sleep cycle, exercise in the morning to raise your metabolism. That's where your most calories get burned through the day. In other words, the exercise works for you throughout the whole day. You burn more calories, burn more fat. And in the evenings, you time the kind of exercise, and you do not go for runs and things like that, or aerobics in the evenings. Okay, totally starts to stimulate the system where what you want to be doing is going into a rest cycle.